I have to be the proof that it's possible to end suffering. See, all of suffering really resides on your clinging to experience. You're clinging to experience. Clinging to experience. So, what is clinging? What is clinging? Clinging to experience. Clinging is a habit, a process of the mind which says that pleasure pleasure needs to be permanent, and that permanent pleasure will make me happy, will make me fulfilled. So clinging psychologically happens when you're clinging to pleasure, okay? Ultimately, all of life is divided between two polarities: pleasant experiences and unpleasant experiences, okay? Certain emotional states would be unpleasant for you. You know, if somebody's angry, you feel okay, it makes you feel a little unpleasant. Anxiety, unpleasant. Joy, gratitude, pleasant states of being. Similarly, you are trying for a job, getting the job, pleasant experience. Getting rejected from the job, an unpleasant experience. So the reason you're suffering is because you're clinging to the positive side of experience. Essentially, you're saying that it must be true. I must get it. It's this um it's this incessant demand on reality to always be positive. Um, Essentially, it's a deep sense of neediness, needing life to always be positive. That's what it is. Always needing life to deliver positive and pleasurable experiences because you're attached to pleasure, right? You're attached to pleasure. So you need life to be a particular way in order to be fulfilled. And that's why you're suffering. That's why you have so much anxiety in your life. Because obviously, if you need the positive circumstance to make you happy, then you would automatically fear the negative circumstance, which could be equally likely, right? And because your habit to cling to positive experiences, clinging to pleasure, is so incessant, that's the core drive, right? So even if you, let's say, get the job, now but you got the job, okay? You got the job. But the habit of the mind is to keep clinging to pleasure. So you create another object now, right? You create a different goal to cling to, essentially. And so now the goal becomes, I'll cling to the boss's approval. I'll cling to the promotion. I'll cling to my partner's approval, right? I'll cling to approval of my friends. I'll cling to how many likes I have on social media, right? You cling, and everybody clings. Everybody clings to pleasure. Like it's this tendency, right? Like grasping tendency. You want to grasp. You're trying to grasp form, essentially. You're trying to extract pleasure from form, hoping hoping, I don't know what, bro. Like hoping like it'll make you happy or something. But the truth is, you're not unhappy because you don't have the things you want. You're unhappy because you're constantly grasping at pleasure. And what do you find? You find is like pleasure is not permanent, bro. Like you get a hit, but that's it, right? It's not, pleasure is not permanent. Rule number one. Number two, life can always deliver displeasure, right? So you'll always avoid the negative circumstance if you're always grasping at the positive circumstance. So watch, okay? Watch the mind. Watch the grasping tendency of the mind. Question might be, how do you watch it? I think a good practical piece of advice is to notice when you are suffering, number one. And number two, when you're suffering, notice what are you grasping to? What sort of pleasure are you grasping to? That's one. The other piece of useful advice that I heard, one of one spiritual teacher I used to listen to, notice when fear arises in the system. So whenever you're afraid of something, usually it's because you're trying to cling to pleasure from that thing, right? The reason I'm afraid of not getting the job is because I'm clinging my sense of self-worth, my sense of satisfaction on me getting the job. So the less you cling, the happier you would be, bro. The happier you would be. All right, enough for now. Ciao.